Okay, hey, welcome to Debatin with the Boys. I'm Luke. Alan's on camera today. I'm here with Will from Creeper, so welcome to the show, Will.
Thank you.
You're very sweaty, you've just played an excellent show in Newport at the start of your first headline run, so how's the feel in the camp? And
It's been an amazing time, really. Like, it's the first time we've ever done anything like this, so I guess like, headline shows are always a little bit more special for us because it means you can play for longer. It's also kind of daunting at the same time. You're like, oh, like, how would I fill that time with songs or whatever, like, and how do they flow together? And we were only on tour a week ago with Neck Deep, so we only had, like, we didn't have that much prep time, but I feel like I really enjoyed it. The first two shows have been, like, really fun, really sweaty. I know they're good when my t-shirts are, like, unwearable the next day. My other shirt from yesterday is in the van over there, still hanging up. So.
No way. Yeah, it's like, obviously you just mentioned you're on tour like Neck Deep and Stage Jams. Like, those are quite big venues, and now you've gone to like quite small venues. It's like, is there a preference, or like, is it like?
I think it's just different. I think that coming up, like, Neck Deep are like on their third year as a band, maybe, like in the second full length, and so like they've done all this long before us as well, kind of doing exactly the same thing, doing a big tour and then coming back and doing their own shows, so it's kind of nice to see both sides of things in a way, and they worked so hard as well. They're very similar, like, I think, in a way, and they I guess I don't have a preference as such, but I miss doing smaller shows, and when there was a portion of us, even though we were on a bus in the last tour, like, there was a portion of us that missed the band. Because it didn't, like, it was amazing. It was a really incredible experience, and we're doing a tour with them again with a bus in Europe in about a month, and we do some other stuff this year in the bus as well. But I think it doesn't really feel like tour unless you're in a van, you know?
Yeah, I know.
There's a real tangible kind of musk in the van that you can't like have elsewhere. You don't get it in a bus. You can piss in the toilet in a bus. People are pissing in bottles and that thing over there. So.
Yeah, the challenges of being in a van, really. So, like, you mentioned, like, you got some other bus tours. What is your, like, 2016 plan, kind of thing? So we're doing a lot with, like, we always seem to be so busy. It's really odd because I come from our old bands where, like, it was really hard with, like, DIY punk bands where we constantly have to kind of make the excitement ourselves. But now people seem to want us to do things, which is really lovely. Like, you know, like, we don't really take anything for granted. We've made a real point of, like, just really enjoying this while it lasts, you know, because we know what it's like to be in a band that no one gives a shit about and constantly work really hard. And so the fact that people have been coming out and stuff, I guess 2016 in particular involves for us kind of all sorts of things. We're touring a lot. We go away with Neck Deep in a month. We're writing songs all the time. We kind of write a lot of the time. We write and record in secret on purpose so that we can present a full package. Like, from the inception of the band, like, a real big thing for us was syncing the visuals and the music up. So we didn't we weren't in any rush to announce we were a band before we had, like, a cover art and an EP and everything ready to go. So, like, I don't know how to say it without kind of giving too much away, but we're very much in the depths of writing something at the moment. Okay, awesome. And again, you mentioned the visuals there. Like, you kind of hit like on a great logo with, like, the callous heart. It's like that's popping up on, like, patches and stuff everywhere. And you're trying to, like, I guess, like, you're trying to create, like, the Creeper cult. Is that, like,
I think
is that just, like, something that kind of, like, work together, or?
I think, like, at first it was when we first came up with that term, it was like a tongue-in-cheek thing because we were like, oh, you know, we wear all black and it's like it looks like we're some sort of weird gothic cult, but we play fast punk. You know, it was kind of like a tongue-in-cheek thing, like, to have a cult thing. With the logo, like, I don't know. We're very, like, we're kind of weird art kids in a way. So, like, I drew that logo on. I was working at a call center, and I was like, well, you know what? We need to do something more visual with this. We need to take this a step further. And I was just sketching up ideas, and I drew some. I'm awful at drawing. I'm really shit at drawing. But I think in visuals all the time. I'm always thinking like that. So I drew up what I wanted in it. I drew up the Reaper and the heart and everything. And originally the side was supposed to do one half of the heart, and the cloud was going to do the other. So it was supposed to be like it was supposed to all link together, and his hood was going to do the other half of the heart. It was all going to be one piece, but I sent it to our art guy to get done, and I wanted it to be like more than like kind of trying to I feel like using the word cult on things kind of forces your audience into a like, you know, they're devotees, but that's not really like it is like that some people certainly, but like more what it was like this evening, like the amount of kids that come to the kids that come to the shows are different. They're diverse. So you get like goth kids, you get like hardcore kids, you get kind of like death rock kids, you get pop punk kids, you get all sorts, which I love that about our shows. I thought that was like a really cool thing, and I thought it would be cool if there was something that bounded all this together. So like already in 2 days of this tour, I've seen people with that patch on that are like skinhead old punks that had the back patch on, and like young like 14-year-old girls. You know, like and that's what I really liked about punk when I was younger. It was going back to like when I was a kid and I got involved in DIY punk. It was the first time I ever went to gigs and stuff. The older kids, it was the first time I didn't feel patronised being somewhere, and people spoke to me on my level and didn't make me feel out of place there. And that was a time I think that like in some areas of punk over the years we kind of lost that kind of mentality. It's a bit of like it's a bit too. It's quite cool. You know, like
almost elitist in a way. Some people are.
I guess so. And I think that like what what we were thinking about when we made the patches and everything was like kind of harking back to a day where punk was for everybody, and it was a rebellion. Like it could be rebelling against your parents. It could be rebellion against the shit job you hated. It could be like that release when you go see a punk band play on a floor, and
man.
And like when everyone's going wild and you've lost yourself in the song. I think that's something really real, and I wanted to kind of like a visual stimulus to make people to remind people that actually everyone at this show is kind of on the same level in the same playing field. You know?
Yeah, totally. So like you know, you've been in like other bands before, kind of thing. Like, what do you think the state of like the UK scene is right now?
I think it's like in a really good place. I think that there's, for the first time in a long time, I think personally, if I'm being completely candid with you, I think for a long time, UK music has been it's been really uninteresting to me. Like, but I have a very specific taste. Like, I'm not typically a guy who go home and listen to like current music. I suppose that's just not the person I am. I don't know, it's because I'm a bit older. I'm not sure, but the current stuff I see, like there's a lot of kind of top man rock around.
Yes, I completely know what you mean.
That sort of thing is just I just don't understand it. And I never want to be somebody to talk negatively on something. I'm always very conscious of that because I know it means a lot to some people. Unfortunately, like I just don't understand. It doesn't resonate with me, and I don't understand it. But what I do think is happening is there's a change coming, and I think bands like people talk shit on Neck Deep, and Neck Deep are my friends, and I'm not just defending them for that. I would, even if we were not touring with them, we didn't know them, I would say the same thing, and I was saying it. I think that they are bringing punk back to kids. Imagine like a lot of young kids, who never heard Newfound Glory, who never heard Blink 182, all the big Green Days. They never had those kind of gateway bands. Neck Deep are that band for those kids, and I saw it at those shows like personally in person like 2 weeks ago, and I think that's a really great thing. I think punk's coming back round again. I think bands like Narwhals are very different again to Neck Deep. I think they did a similar sort of thing, and I think. Not just punk bands. I think Milk Teeth as well are a really great band. I think they kind of do something, and when that's different, and it's not like cool. It's not a cool like niche. Like I think that's the best thing at the moment is bands are coming through with a good ethic, a good work ethic, and their heart's in the right place with the music they're making, and it's young and it's almost rebellious in its sense that it doesn't follow what's been going on the last couple of years.
Yeah, totally. Like I got you guys at like Heavy last year. You know, I feel the bands you just mentioned played. It's like, are you going to do like festivals this year? Is there like a summer festival run planned? Or
we're going to do a lot this year. I can't talk about it.
No, I completely get that. Yeah, I completely understand.
I hate that shit. You know, the worst thing about it is, I like the weirdest thing is I tend to really not like people in bands, which is really odd because I spend my whole life being a guy in a band. For saying shit like that. But like the problem is I literally can't. Like they go, don't say anything, and I already tell people at shows back then, like I'll have a beer or whatever, and I'll be talking to some kids outside the show, and they'll go, "Are you doing this?" I go, "Oh yeah." "Oh, I can't tell you that. Don't tell anybody." Like that's what's with the internet these days. That's like the kind of worry is that somebody's going to go, you know, got this band, they're playing here, and all of a sudden the big announcement's kind of gone, really, and. Yeah, but you know, like a couple of bands we spoke to have been like, oh, we can't say anything, but And I think that it's real lame. The worst thing I hate is on the internet when bands go, big things coming soon. I hate that shit. I hate it so much. Like, it drives me mad. Oh, some big stuff coming soon. Like, what does that mean? Why are you saying that? Like, I understand like the need to build an announcement or something like that on the internet, on Facebook. I understand that. And I think there's dramatic ways you can do it and fun ways you can do it. I think like there were so many bands from Southampton. I don't know what it's like up here or over here. Like. But I don't know, but do you guys have it? Do you have those bands that like metal bands or whatever, and it's just or like pop punk bands or whatever? They're constantly like, they're a local band, they're a new band. They should just be like, can I open up this local gig or something? But they're like, big things coming soon, and then they'll like do a tour and they'll play a real small place and they'll be like, what the fuck is up, Fridlington? You know, like that sort of thing. And it's like, I just always think to myself like, oh my god, I don't know, I feel really disconnected from that world of like being a professional at a level when you're supposed to learn and like, I don't know, it's really whack.
There's a couple of bands around here that seem to be like more hype than substance kind of things. They'd be like, oh yeah, really.
People say that about our band though. People give me a shit like people say shit like that. Like people who don't know us and people don't know our bands before. Like I've like heard. We're not the type to Google ourselves.
Yeah.
It's not our band. But like I'll hear a friend of mine go, you never guessed the other day. Some dude said that like one of your parents has paid for all this, and then we laugh forever because it's like, oh my god, like. That could not be further from what's happened with in our lives, and like in terms of like our career now, I suppose. Like we obviously, you know, like we've been around for a long time.
Yeah.
But like I always find it a bit awkward that hype thing. You know, it's I think it's important. Like Basement had a big load of hype. Basement, an incredible band. Like Neck Deep had a load of hype. Neck Deep, really good band. Like I think Moose Blood had loads of hype. Incredible band. Like I don't. I think people are going to talk shit regardless, aren't they, you know?
Yeah. Somebody will always find something to complain about. That's the internet for you, I suppose. Don't complain about our videos, please. So, like, obviously you're signed to like Roadrunner Records, you said on stage here that came about quickly. It's like, how was that, like, kind of like affected things? I was like, it's probably for the best, but...
It's just silly. Yeah. Dude, my life is really stupid. Like, and I know how stupid it is. I know, like we're really lucky. The cool thing with our band is that me and Ian like write a lot of the songs together. And we come up with a lot of the stuff together, and because we've come up together. We've grown up together, and we're best pals, or whatever. So the good thing about Roadrunner is the Roadrunner people that work for the Roadrunner are like incredible, really creative people, and so. Me and Ian will come in with an elaborate, ridiculous idea, and they'll go, okay, I trust you with this, we'll do it, and we'll make it work. So for us, I figure, I don't know how long anything's going to last. I don't know how long, like everything's temporary, isn't it? Everything's, and everything's changing constantly. Like our sound from when we first started out as a band has changed over the time, and we made a record that doesn't sound much like our first record, on purpose. We're like, it doesn't interest me at all to recreate what I've done before. But like, what it means is, it means that we've taken this opportunity we've had from Roadrunner and gone, okay, what can we make with this that's going to be really fun and really interesting, and something if I was a listener or I was somebody who was interested in our band would want to hear. And we're not thinking about them when we're writing the songs, but like in terms of like making something, using the money, the budget that we'll have for making for whatever, using it on creating things. But we still, I always still feel, again, going on and on here, but like I always feel like we did those first two records, the two Roadrunner records, for basically the same budget as we did our first. We self-funded our first. So it wasn't like a huge budget for those. But like when we got the videos and stuff, we were still in the mindset of like being a DIY band. We were like, oh, you know what we should do? We should rip off that Lost Boys scene where they go by the murder capital of the world thing, and it's like, you know that scene where they drive by the Santa Carla sign, on the back of it says murder capital of the world in spray paint. So we should do that. And then so me and him were like, okay, so let's build the sign. So we went down there, we drove down there, took a picture of the sign, took it to Ian's, where Ian worked at his print shop, blew it up on a board, and Roadrunner's turned up. I'm like, I can't believe you've done this. Like we would, we could have helped with this. Whatever. But we're just in the mind of building things and doing things all the time, doing it ourselves, and I worry about minute details, like what the people in our videos are wearing, what shoes Amelia wore for the honeymoon suite and Lie Awake. What shoes she was wearing. I went out and bought her shoes because I need it to be right. I need it. You didn't even see her shoes. You probably don't know what shoes she was wearing. But like, I spent like literally like a week looking for those shoes. I couldn't find the ones I wanted. I had to buy them online. It was a nightmare. Like, but those little things the opportunity we got from Roadrunner, we're using to make that creative vision kind of even more in depth and even more detailed, and using it the way that you would if you were a kid and you got given some money, you know, running to a toy store and just buying everything and making it having the funnest time, you know.
Yeah, awesome. So obviously you just put out the EP The Stranger. Love it. Like I love the evolution. Like, you know, like you just mentioned the evolution between the EPs.
Thanks, man.
And it's like, what has the reaction been? Like, I know it's only been a couple of days, but what's the reaction been so far?
You know what, like, it's been overwhelming. Like, that's been really, really lovely, and what's really life affirming for me is that we always take these drastic jumps each time, and like this time around, it's been the most positive we've had of any record we've done. And, it's life affirming for me because it makes me feel like there's room. People want us to kind of push further and do more, and people are open to a record that doesn't just sound like every other pop punk band, or doesn't sound like every other punk band, or doesn't sound like every other rock band. They want to have something a little different. And some women yesterday, I met a really nice lady yesterday, and she was like, said some really like lovely things, and we've been getting it a lot. But she said, we're just really grateful that you're a band. Like, we needed something like you, and you came around it and did this. And I was just like, that's mad. I was like, what point am I at in my life where like someone's saying such a lovely thing to me? And we don't feel like that. Like, we don't feel like we're doing anything really significant. But it's just nice to know that when people respond really strongly to a record like The Stranger, it means that for the next one we can take it a step further, and a step further, and a step further. We can become more and more confident each time around.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So I think that's about it.
Cool.
Thank you to Will for coming on.
No problem.
Like, subscribe and everything, and thanks for watching.